Chapter 11, Nate, Monday, October 1st, 11:50 p.m. I made a round of calls with my suppliers this morning to tell them I'm out of commission for a while, and I threw away that phone. I still have a couple of others. I usually pay cash for a bunch of Walmart and rotate them for a few months before replacing them. So after I've watched as many Japanese horror movies as I can stand, it's almost midnight. I take out a new phone and call the one I gave Brown. It rings 6 times before she picks up, and she sounds nervous as hell. Hello? I'm tempted to disguise my voice and ask if I can buy a bag of heroin to mess with her, but she'd probably throw the phone out and never talk to me again. Hey. It's late, she says accusingly. Are you sleeping? No, she admits. I can't. Me either. Neither of us say anything for a couple of minutes. I'm stretched out on my bed with a couple of thin pillows behind me, staring at a pause screen credits in Japanese. I click off the movie and scroll through the channel guide. Nate, do you remember Olivia Kendrick's birthday party in 5th grade? I do, actually. It was the last birthday party I ever went to at St. Pew's before my dad withdrew me because he couldn't pay the tuition anymore. Olivia invited the whole class and had a scavenger hunt in her yard behind the woods, and the woods behind it. Brown and I were on the same team, and she tore through those clues like it was her job. She was up for the promotion. We won, and all of us got a $25 iTunes gift card. Yeah. I think that was the last time you and I spoke before all this. Maybe. I remember them better than she probably realizes. In 5th grade, my friends started noticing girls, and at one point, they all had girlfriends for like a week. Stupid kid stuff where they asked a girl out, and the girl said yes, and then they ignored each other. But we were walking through Olivia's woods, and I watched Bronwyn's ponytails swing in front of her. I wondered what she'd say if I asked her to be my girlfriend. I didn't do it, though. Where'd you go after St. P? She asked. Granger. St. Pew's went up to 8th grade, so I wasn't in school with Brown again until high school. Then she was in full-on overachiever mode. She pauses as though she's waiting for me to continue and laughs a little. Nate, why'd you call me if you were only going to give one-word answers to everything? Maybe you're not asking the right questions. Okay. Another pause. Did you do it? I don't have to ask what she means. Yes and no. You'll have to be more specific. Yes, I sold drugs on probation. Yes, I sold drugs while on probation for selling drugs. No, I didn't dump peanut oil in Simon Kelleher's cup. You? Same, she said quietly. Yes and no. So you cheated? Yeah. Her voice wavers as she's crying. I don't know what I'll do. Pretend the call dropped maybe, but she pulls herself together. I'm really ashamed. I'm so afraid I'm so afraid of people finding out. She's all worried sounding, so I probably shouldn't laugh, but I can't help it. So you're not perfect. So what? Welcome to the real world. I'm familiar with the real world. Bronwyn's voice is cool. I don't live in a bubble. I'm sorry for what I did, that's all. She probably is. That's not the whole truth. Reality's messier than that. She had months to confess if it was really eating at her, and she didn't. So I don't know why it's so hard for people to just admit that sometimes they're just assholes who screw up because they don't expect to get caught. I sound more worried about what people are going to think, I say. There's nothing wrong with worrying about what people think. It keeps you off probation. My main phone beeps. It's next to my bed on the scared side table that lurches every time I touch it, because it's missing a leg and I'm too lazy to fix it. I roll over and read a text from Amber. You up? I'm about to tell Bronwyn. I have to go when she heaves a sigh. Sorry, low blow. It's more complicated than that for me. I've disappointed both my parents, but it's worse for my dad, because he's always pushing against stereotypes, because he's not here, because he's not from here. He built this great reputation, and I could tarnish the whole thing with just one stupid move. I'm about to tell her nobody thinks that way. Her family looks pretty untouchable from where I sit, but I guess everyone has shit to deal with. I don't know hers. Where's your dad from? I ask instead. He was born in Colombia, but moved here when he was 10. What about your mom? Oh, her family's been here forever. 4th generation Irish or something. Mine too. But but let's just say it's my fall. My fall from grace won't surprise anyone. She sighs. This is so surreal, isn't it? That anybody could think either one of us would kill Simon. You're taking me at my word? I ask. I'm not on probation. I'm on probation, remember? Yeah, but I was there when you tried to help Simon. You'd have to be a pretty good actor to fake that. If I'm enough of a sociopath to kill Simon, I can fake anything, right? You're not a sociopath. How do you know? I say it like I'm making fun, but I really want to know the answer. I'm the guy who got searched, the obvious outlier and scapegoat, as Officer Lopez said. Someone who lies whenever it's convenient and would do it in a heartbeat to save his own ass. I'm not sure how all that adds up to trust for someone I haven't talked to in 6 years. Brahma doesn't answer right away, and I stop channel surfing at the Cartoon Network and watch the start of some new show with the kid and the snake. Doesn't look promising. I remember how you used to look out for your mom, she finally says, when she'd show up at school and act, like she was sick or something. I guess Bronwyn could be referring to the time my mother screamed at Sister Flynn during parent-teacher conferences and ended up ripping all her artwork off the walls, or the way she cried on the curb while she was waiting to pick me up from soccer practice. There's a lot to choose from. I really liked your mom, Bronwyn says tentatively when I don't answer. She used to talk to me like I was a grown-up. She'd swear at you mean? I say, and Bronwyn laughs. I always thought it was more like she was swearing with me. Something about the way she says that gets to me, like she could see the person under all the other crap. She liked you. I think about Bronwyn in the stairwell today, and her hair in that shiny ponytail and her face bright as if everything is interesting and worth her time. If she were around, she'd like you now. She used to tell me, Bronwyn pauses, said you only teased me so much because you had a crush on me. I guess Amber's still unanswered text. I might have. I don't remember. Like I said, I lie whenever it's convenient, but I'm going to stay quiet for a minute. I should go. At least try to sleep. Yeah, me too. Guess we'll see what happens tomorrow, huh? Guess so. Oh, bye. And, Nate? She speaks quietly in a rush. I had a crush on you back then, for whatever it's worth. Nothing, probably, but FYI. So, good night. After she hangs up, I put my phone on my bedside table and pick up the other one. I read Amber's message again, the type, come over. Bronwyn's naive if she thinks there's more to me than that. Addie, Wednesday, October 3rd, 7:50 a.m. Ashton keeps making me go to school. My mother couldn't care less as far as she's concerned. I've ruined all our lives, so it doesn't matter much what I do anymore. She doesn't say those exact words, but they're etched across her face every time she looks at me. $5,000 just to talk to a lawyer, Adelaide. She hisses at me over breakfast Wednesday morning. I hope you know that's coming out of your college fund. I'd roll my eyes if we have the energy. We both know I don't have a college fund. She's been on the phone to my father in Chicago for days, hassling him for the money. He doesn't have much to spare thanks to his second younger family, but he'll probably send at least half to shut her up and feel good about what an involved parent he is. Jake still won't talk to me, and I miss him so much. It's like I've been hollowed out by a nuclear blast and there's nothing left but ashes fluttering inside brittle bones. I've sent him dozens of texts that aren't only unanswered, but they're unread. He unfriended me on Facebook and unfollowed me on Instagram and Snapchat. He's pretending I don't exist, and I'm starting to think he's right. If I'm not Jake's girlfriend, who am I? He was supposed to be suspended all week for eating TJ, but his parents raised a fuss about how Simon's death has put everyone on edge, so I guess he's back today. The thought of seeing him makes me sick enough that I decided to stay home. Ashton dragged me out of bed. She's staying with us indefinitely for now. You're not going to wither up and die from this, Addie. Ashton lectures and she shoves me towards the shower. He doesn't get to erase you from the world. God, you made a stupid mistake. It's not like you murdered someone. Well, she adds with a short, sarcastic laugh. Guess the jury's still up for that one. Oh, the gallows humor in our household now. Who knew? The Prentice girls had it in them to be even a little bit funny. Ashton drives me to Bayview and drops me off out front. Keep your chin up, she advises. Don't let that Scantor's control freak get you down. God, Ash, I did cheat on it, and you know he's not unprovoked. She purses her lips in a hard line. Still, I get out of the car and try to steel myself from the day. School used to be easy. I belonged to everything without even trying. Now I'm barely hanging on the edges of who I used to be. When I catch my reflection in the window, I hardly recognize the girl staring back at me. She had my clothes, like some kind of form-fitting top and tight jeans that Jake likes, but her hollow cheeks and dead eyes will match the outfit. My hair looks tremendous, though. At least I have that going for me. There's only one person who looks worse than me at school, and that's Janae. She must have lost 10 pounds when Simon died. Her skin's a mess. Her mascara is running all the time, so I guess she cries in the bathroom between classes as much as I do. Surprisingly, we haven't run into each other yet. CJ got his locker almost as soon as I enter the hallway. All the blood rushes out of my head and makes me so lightheaded I actually sway as I walk towards him. His expression is calm and preoccupied as he twirls a combination. For a second, I hope everything's going to be fine, and that his time away from school has helped him cool off and forgive me. Hi, Jake. I say. His face changes from an instant from neutral to livid. He yanks his locker door open with a scowl and pulls out an armful of books, stuffing them into his backpack. He slams his locker, shoulders his backpack, and turns away. Are you ever going to talk to me again? I ask. My voice is tiny, breathless, pathetic. He turns to give me such a hate-filled look that I step backward. Not if I can help it. Don't cry, don't cry. Everyone's staring at me as Jake stalks away. I catch Vanessa, smirking from a few lockers over. She's loving this. How did I ever think she was my friend? She'll probably go after Jake soon, if she hasn't already. So I stumble from my locker, my hand stretches towards the lock. Take a few seconds for the word written in thick black sharpie to sink in. Whore. Muffled laughter surrounds me as my eyes trace the two V's that make up the W. They cross each other in a distinctive loopy scrawl made with dozens of pep rally posters for the Bayview Wildcats with Vanessa and T's for her funny-looking W's. Shouldn't even try to hide it. I guess she wanted me to know. I try to force myself to walk, not run to the nearest bathroom. Two girls stand in the mirror fixing their makeup, and I duck past them into the further stall and collapse into the toilet seat and cry silently, burying my head into my hands. The first bell rings, but I stay where I am, tears rolling down my cheeks until I'm cried out. I fold my arms to my knees and lower my head, immobile as the second bell rings, and girls come in and out of the bathrooms again, snatches of conversations floating through the room, and yeah, some of it's about me. I plug my ears and try not to listen. It's middle of the third period by the time I uncoil myself, stand and unlock the stall door, and head for the mirror, pushing my hair away from my face. My mascara's washed away, but I've been there long enough that my eyes aren't puffy. I stare at my reflection and try to collect my scattered thoughts. I can't deal with class today. I go to the nurse's office and claim a headache, but I don't feel comfortable there now that I'm a suspected EpiPen thief. The only option leaves getting out of here and going home. I'm in the back stairwell with my hands on the door when heavy footsteps pound on the stairs. I run to see TJ Forster coming down, his nose still swollen and framed by a black eye. He softly sees me, one hand gripping the banister. Hey, Addie. Shouldn't you be in class? I have a doctor's appointment. He puts a hand to his nose and grimaces. Might have a deviated septum. Serves you right. The bitter words burst out before I can stop them. TJ's mouth falls open, then closes, and his Adam's apple bobs up and down. I didn't say anything to Jake, Addie, I swear. Swear to God, I didn't want any of this to come out more than you did. It's messed up. It's a messed up thing for me to do. For me, too. I touches his nose again gingerly. I wasn't actually thinking about Jake. I was thinking more about Simon. But of course, TJ wouldn't know anything about the unpublished post. How did Simon know, though? We're the only two people there. I had you must have told somebody. TJ shakes his head, wincing as the movement hurts. We were kissing on a public beach before we got to my house, remember? Anyone could have seen us, but they wouldn't have known. I stopped, realizing Simon never said that TJ and I slept together. He implied it pretty heavily, but that was it. Maybe I'd overconfess. The thought sickens me, although I'm not sure I could have managed to tell Jake only the half-truth anyways. He'd have gotten it out of me eventually. TJ looks at me with regret in his eyes. I'm sorry this sucks so bad for you. For what it's worth, I think Jake's being a jerk, but I didn't tell anybody. He puts a hand over his heart. It's from my granddad's grave. I know it doesn't mean anything to you, but it does to me. I finally nod and let out a deep breath. Where are you going? Home. Can't stand being here. All my friends hate me. I'm not sure why I'm telling them this, other than the fact that I don't have anyone else to tell. I'll doubt they'll even let me sit with them now that Jake's back. It's true. Cooper's out today visiting his sick grandmother, with probably, although he didn't say so, meeting with his lawyer. With him gone, nobody will dare to stand up Jake's anger, or want to. Screw them. TJ gives me a lopsided grin. If they're still being assholes tomorrow, come sit with me. If they want to talk, let's give them something to talk about. It shouldn't make me smile, but it almost does.